On the right side of the drum, you see that tang that's welded to the side plate. That's where you'll hook the hook at the end of the cable. It's got a clevis on that, so when you hook it there and then you start wrapping, so consequently you'll be wrapping on both sides of the drum. Now when you convert over from one to the other, you want to spool the cable all off so that when you start, you're starting new on the left side of the drum as well as on the right side. So that is in the two-line operation, which gives you twice the speed but half the power. So you'll end up with a 22,000 pound pull, but your speed will be twice. And when you remove the cable from the right side of the drum and put it up to the anchor that's on the side of the frame, now that consequently you're wrapping on one side of the drum, so it'll be half as fast with twice the power, so you'll actually end up with 44,000. Now that 44,000 or the 22 is available when the winch is in slow speed or high speed. That stays relatively uniform. We'll go over this panel now. Now that's the pressure on the winch. That'll tell you what, hydraulic pressure it is to raise and lower the pump. So that's your basic winch pressure. Now over to the left is the mast pressure. Now if you operate the boom in a layback position, anytime you stay at 2,000 or under, there's no damage or possibility of anything happening. Now, basically on the cylinders, if you go, you never ever want to operate it in a maximum layback position, that the cylinders totally collapse, because what you're doing is inducing pressure into the cylinders before you put any load on the block, or if you add pump weight or whatever, that's induced along with it. So if you need to lay way back to get to a hard to reach pump, always take it to the back position and then boom it forward and give a small portion of clearance from the cylinder being totally bottomed out. That's real important. And if you keep the pressure under 2,000, then there's no harm could come to the rig. Now the pressure is going to increase the further the layback is, because that, it's like a teeter-totter effect. The further back you get, the more pressure. When you're within 3-4 feet of the back, you may only have like 700-800 psi. So I mean, it's a big item that the closer you can get to the pump, the better it is. Now, we can go over these controls again. Now here's the winch control, which runs the winch up and down. This is up, back is up, ahead is down. That runs either the main line or the sand line. And this is the throttle control. And it's a variable speed throttle. And now we'll go to the panel up here and we'll go over this again. You'll have this control right here. That was when the toggle is up, you're running hydraulic power to the rear, which would be to operate your thongs and whatever. Now we're in neutral and just dumping the auxiliary pump to the tank. Down here is when we have the 2-speed, and I showed you that previously. This is your remote, just your female receptacle for your remote, and then this selects the main line sand line. When you have the sand line on, this light goes on to make you aware that because of the speed of the sand line, it makes you aware that the sand line is on, so in case you grab the handle and go up with it, you're aware it's on the sand line because of the speed. And up is on is sand line, down is main line. And this is a switch we talked about. Off you don't have no throttle back here, on you do. And this buzzer control here, that's just a warning to be aware of overhead power lines.